welcome to my channel. So this is going to be a little CatCon review and a little life update. First off, CatCon, it is a 2-day event that's held at the Pasadena Convention Center in California. It is $30 if you get one day, so $30 Saturday, $30 Sunday, or you can do $50 for both days. And then they also do have meet and greets available. And they have a lot of cat meet and greets, and then they also had an Ian Somerhalder meet and greet because he does have a foundation that helps with animals and the environment in general. So he also has a meet and greet. The meet and greets vary in price. Ian's was about $100 with like $6 in fees. Little Bub was there. His meet and greet was $100. And then there are meet and greets for $50, $25, and looks like that's about it. So ranging from $25 to $100. And I heard a CatCon, and I wasn't like crazy interested in going. I do like cats. I like all animals. But it didn't really seem like it was going to be my sort of thing. But then I saw Ian was doing a meet and greet, and he is, I mean, amazing and gorgeous. So I decided to get his meet and greet and go. And so when I showed up, the doors opened. I just went on Sunday. So today I showed up around 10:30 and doors open at 10, and the meet and greet was starting at 10:45. So I was in line for about 20 minutes, I would say, before we actually got inside to get our tickets and get our wristbands for the meet and greet. So we got inside, and then there's another little line inside to scan your QR codes to get your tickets. And the guy literally did not even scan my codes. Like, I showed him a picture of it, and he was like, okay. And then he asked my friend, he's like, hey, do you have a meet and greet too? And she was like, no. He's like, oh, okay. Like, they did not even scan it. So I could have just gone back again and, like, got another ticket and got another meet and greet. So that was a little weird. Like, I mean, it didn't really matter because, I mean, I paid for it. I wasn't trying to scam anyone. But I thought that was a little weird. And there was also no security check, which is also odd. So there was no bag check, no metal detectors, nothing before going into the convention hall or going into the meet and greets. And then to do the meet and greets, all the meet and greets were held in one ballroom. So each meet and greet was curtained off in a different area of the room. And then they had signs for where you need to line up for whoever you're trying to see. So the line outside can be a combination of a bunch of different people. So a lot of people were confused and standing in line outside because they thought it was just the general meet and greet line, but it was actually just for Ian because he was running late. So then all these other people were able to just go right in. So Ian ended up showing up around, I don't know if he showed up around 11:45, but that's when they let the first group of people in. So they started about an hour late. And it was advertised as having 2 minutes of time with him per person as our meet and greet. And then you can also take photos or get an autograph. And the whole thing took forever. I was in line from 10, well, probably like 11-ish. I think I was done at around 2 o'clock. So about 3 hours of waiting in line. And no one really knew what was going on. I was asking people what the meet and greet was going to be like. No one had answers for me. The website didn't say anything. It just said meet and greet and a photo. And so, like, most of the time when you do these things, there's a professional photographer. So you go, you see the person you're meeting, and then you have a professional photographer, and then they can email you the photo or they'll print one out for you. But this one, there was no professional photographer, so if we wanted a photo, we had to take a selfie or have one of the staff take it. So that was just, I don't know, that was just a little odd. I'm trying to see what exactly it said. So it didn't say on the website when you're buying meet and greet that it has to be a photo or an autograph. And it also didn't say about the 2 minute per person thing. It didn't really tell us how long we would be waiting in line. The whole thing was just kind of a mess. I think that having all the meet and greets in one ballroom is confusing, especially when no one's really clarifying what line is for what. And then you shouldn't have people who bought a meet and greet, who paid $100 for a meet and greet, you shouldn't have them waiting in line for 3 hours to get in there. Like, at least give people different times to come so that it kind of cuts down on the line. So it was just really, really annoying. And then once you were in the ballroom, you couldn't really leave because they already checked your ticket. And so we were like hungry and thirsty, and it was just annoying. And it was going by way too slow. And I really appreciate having the time to talk to someone, but they just needed to coordinate that better, because it was really a lot to deal with. And then we are missing out on the actual convention because we're waiting 3 hours in line for a meet and greet. So that being said, the meet and greet was actually really good. Ian is super, super nice, and he was like trying to get the flash to work on my camera so we could take a better photo, and then he just like put his arm around me and was just like really, really sweet. And he was wearing the shirt, and then I like felt it, and I was like, ooh, you're really soft. And he was like, yeah, it's my shirt, like go buy one. So I was like, okay. So then I went and bought one. So they're really cute, and it is really, really soft. So it was $30. He had a booth at the convention. And so after that, I feel bad too, because my friend didn't have a meet and greet ticket, so she couldn't come in the room with me. So she was basically left just outside the room, just by herself, sitting around, because the actual convention hall wasn't even that big. So then afterwards, we went into the exhibit hall, and it was pretty small. So they had, you know, the typical convention merchandise. So they had a bunch of pins, t-shirts, they had some art, and just little knickknacks here and there. And then they also had a lot of cat-related products, of course. They had different types of litter boxes, cat homes, cat carrying cases, and then they also had a large adoption center. And then for the adoption center, you could adopt cats on site, but the line to get into there was really, really long. So we didn't wait in line because it was just too much. And then they also have seminars, and they have a fashion show Saturday night, and people who dress up like cats or cat-related clothing can enter the fashion show. So there is scheduled programming, and the meet and greets, and the exhibit hall. It was just pretty small, and there were some people that came out just for CatCon from different states, and I definitely don't think that's worth it. For the meet and greets, I mean, if it's someone you really want to meet, then cool. $100 is a really good price for a meet and greet, because they're normally more at those particular conventions. So at the Vampire Diaries convention, it would be more to meet Ian than it was at CatCon. So, you know, that was really cool. I'm just really happy I got to meet him. That was like my main thing that I was excited about. The exhibit hall, not so much. It was just kind of, I don't know, it was just really small, and everything was kind of the same. So there wasn't a huge variety of things to look at or buy. They also have a lot of information on different charities or rescues that you can donate to, or you can buy their merch that will help them. So it's a good cause, because also part of your ticket price and your meet and greet prices go to either Ian's foundation or they go to a different foundation. So part of the money is definitely going to charity, which is great. I just think it was way smaller than I expected. And it's not a crazy amount of money. $30 for one day isn't that much, but I definitely would not think you need 2 days unless you want to go to like every single panel or program that they have. You can definitely do it all in one day, if not just like a couple hours, unless you have a meet and greet, because you will be there for 3 hours. So I think overall I'd probably give it like a, I don't know, I think I'd give it like a 7 out of 10, just because it really isn't that much, and the meet and greet system was just so messed up. And I would ask people questions just around the convention center, and no one really knew what they were talking about or what was going on. And even like the info desk, I went and asked about the meet and greets. She was like, oh, I don't know, ask someone that's like over by the meet and greet area. And then that guy didn't know, so it was just kind of unorganized. Parking wasn't that difficult. There was a parking structure down the street. We ended up only paying $9. And I think that's about it. You could definitely go by yourself. Some of the girls I was in line with, they were there by themselves, and it's a pretty safe atmosphere. It's a really safe location, the Pasadena Convention Center, so you'd be totally fine going alone. And what else? The line to check in or get your wristbands and tickets is outside, so it was hot today, so you'll be in the sun for a little bit, for like 20 minutes or so just be ready for that. You can bring water and whatever. Like I said, there was no security. And then there is also a Starbucks connected to the convention center, so that's something that's there. And there's also a bunch of food and shops across the street. So it's like in a nice little area where there's a bunch of stuff to do. So my little life update. This week has kind of been crazy. I was laid off in February, so 6 months ago. And ever since then, I've been job searching, and it's been a very difficult time for me because, you know, I was doing phone interviews, video interviews, in-person interviews, and I just wasn't landing anything. And it's really discouraging, and it's really stressful when you're living off of unemployment and your 401k savings. So it was getting to the point where I was kind of stressing out a lot. I haven't been sleeping very well, you know, not being able to spend money on things that I want to, but I definitely wasn't letting not having a job stop me from, you know, going to events or going out with my friends, because I feel like if I wasn't doing things, I would definitely have been in a much worse place mentally. So I definitely had to keep myself busy and preoccupied with things that made me happy. So luckily I interviewed last Wednesday at a company, and then I got the job the same day, and I am starting on Monday. So a very quick turnaround, and so Monday is tomorrow, and I am excited and nervous just because I don't want to be in the same position that I was in the past 6 months. So I'm scared of that, but I'm pretty sure it'll all work out, hopefully, and I'm excited. So we'll see how that goes. So I will be working again, and that just means that I will have more money to fund even bigger, better vlogs, and maybe actually take a real trip instead of just staying in California. So that'll be fun and exciting. So I'm excited and hopeful for the future. Wish me luck. Tomorrow's my first day, but when you are watching this, I will have just completed my first week, so I should kind of know a little more about how everything is by the time you're seeing this. So that is all that I have for you guys right now. I will see you guys next week. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, because I would really, really love it if I could start being monetized on YouTube. But before I do that, I need to reach 1,000 subscribers, and I am very, very far away from that. So if you're watching this, just go ahead and subscribe. You never have to watch my videos. I mean, you should, but just subscribe and watch, or at least just subscribe, because that would be cool, because that would be cool. Alright guys, thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye!